All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I'm Sunil Verma and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend annual DGP's and IGP's conference in Lucknow for the second day today. Uttar Pradesh government's Ganga Expressway project gets environmental clearance. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot to reshuffle his cabinet today. EPFO adds more than 15 lakh net subscribers in September this year. Centre launches Know Your Vaccination Status feature on CoWIN portal. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 116 crore 42 lakh mark. Hizbul Mujahideen commander killed in an encounter with security forces at Kulgam in Jammu and Kashmir. Pulwama police busts Lashkar-e-Taiba sleeper cell, arrests 5 operatives with huge cache of arms and ammunition. 52nd International Film Festival of India gets underway in Goa. Actor Hema Malini conferred Indian Film Personality of the Year award. In cricket, India to take on New Zealand in third and final T20 match in Kolkata this evening, and BCCI says IPL 2022 will be played in India. As India created history by administering over 110 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. Please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend annual conference of Director Generals of Police, DGP, and Inspector Generals of Police, IGP, in Lucknow for the second day today. Mr. Modi attended all sessions of the conference yesterday. In a tweet, the Prime Minister said, "This is an important forum in which we are having extensive deliberations on modernization of our police setup." The conference was inaugurated by Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Friday. The conference is being held in hybrid format. DGPs of states and union territories and heads of central armed police forces and central police organizations are attending the conference physically at the venue in Lucknow, while the remaining invitees are participating virtually from 37 different locations at IB and SIB headquarters. A wide range of issues is being discussed during the conference, including cybercrime, data governance, counter-terrorism challenges, left-wing extremism, emerging trends in narcotics trafficking, prison reforms, among others. More from our Lucknow correspondent.
Since 2014, the Prime Minister has taken a keen interest in the DGP conference. Unlike the symbolic presence earlier, he makes it a point to attend all sessions of the conference and encourages free and informal discussions that provide an opportunity to top police officials to directly brief the Prime Minister on key policing and internal security issues affecting the country. As per the vision of Prime Minister, since 2014, the annual conferences, which used to be customarily organized in Delhi, have been organized outside Delhi, with an exception of the year 2020, when the conference was held virtually. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the new and powerful India will give a befitting reply to any efforts made by any neighbouring country to destabilize peace in India. The Defence Minister was addressing the Shaheed Samman Yatra at Pithoragarh in Uttarakhand yesterday.
एक पड़ोसी पाकिस्तान बड़ा आतंकवादी हरकतों के माध्यम से भारत को कमजोर करने की, भारत को डिस्टेबलाइज करने की वो कोशिश करता रहता है, वो कर नहीं पाएगा। अब उसको हम लोगों ने संदेश दे दिया है कि यदि ज्यादा गड़बड़ करोगे तो हम सीमा पर ही नहीं, सीमा के पार जाकर सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक भी कर सकते हैं, जरूरत पड़ी तो एयर स्ट्राइक भी कर सकते हैं। यह संदेश हम लोगों ने दे दिया है।
Without naming China, Mr. Singh said he must make it clear that if there is an attempt by any country in the world to occupy even an inch of our land, India will give a fitting reply to it. Mr. Singh said that there are 4 dhams in Uttarakhand, and after completing the construction of Sanya Dham, it will be the 5th dham of this hill state. Mr. Singh said the Defence Ministry is continuously working to fulfill the dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat of Prime Minister Modi.
रक्षा मंत्रालय प्रधानमंत्री जी के आत्मनिर्भर भारत के संकल्प को पूरा करने के लिए लगातार मिशन मोड में काम कर रहा है। एक समय देश में 65 से 70% रक्षा सामग्री बाहर से आयात हो रही थी, लेकिन आज तस्वीर पूरी तरह से बदल चुकी है। और प्रधानमंत्री जी, मैं आपकी मौजूदगी में यह विश्वास देश की जनता को दिलाना चाहता हूं कि वह दिन जल्द आएगा जब देश की रक्षा जरूरतों का 90% सामान मेड इन इंडिया होगा।
The Ganga Expressway, an ambitious project of Uttar Pradesh government connecting Meerut to Prayagraj districts, has got the environmental clearance. Projects covered under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change notification of 2006 need to get environmental clearance before work under the project can be started. The clearance has paved the way for the construction of what is being touted as the longest expressway in the country. More than 90% land acquisition work for the expressway is complete. The tendering process for the 594-kilometer Ganga Expressway project has already started. The estimated cost of the project is 36,230 crore rupees. The expressway will start at Bijoli in Meerut district from the Meerut-Bulandshahr highway and conclude at the Prayagraj bypass near the Judapur-Dhandu village in Prayagraj district. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot will reshuffle his cabinet today. Ahead of the reshuffle, all the ministers tendered their resignation yesterday. The oath-taking ceremony will take place at Raj Bhavan in Jaipur at 4 p.m. A Pradesh Congress committee meeting will be held at 2 p.m. today and further directions will be issued there. Our correspondent reports that 11 MLAs will be sworn in as cabinet ministers.
Cabinet expansion was discussed several times for the last almost 1 year, but it has been postponed every time. 8 new faces are going to be included as cabinet ministers as per the list of ministers released by the Chief Minister's office. 3 ministers of the state will be promoted as cabinet ministers. 4 MLAs will take oath as Minister of State. Vishwendra Singh and Ramesh Meena are again getting a berth in the state cabinet. Both were sacked from the state cabinet last year along with Sachin Pilot after adopting a revolt stand against the government. Women, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe legislatures have been given priority in the list of ministers. Jitendra Dwivedi, EIR News, Jaipur.
Employees Provident Fund Organization, EPFO, has added around 15.41 lakh net subscribers during the month of September this year. Out of the total 15.41 lakh net subscribers, around 8.95 lakh new members have been registered for the first time, and around 6.46 lakh net subscribers exited but rejoined EPFO by changing their jobs. The age group of 22 to 25 years has registered the highest number of net enrollments with 4.12 lakh additions during September. A new feature, Know Your Vaccination Status, has been enabled on the CoWIN digital platform. This will help to verify or retrieve a citizen's vaccination status and details as per the authorized rights of the verifying entity by CoWIN and the Health Ministry. The service could be utilized by a service provider for facilitating a service requested by the citizen. The Union Health Ministry in a statement said that the service can be utilized by travel agencies, making travel safe for individuals by allowing travel only for vaccinated individuals. Employers can use the service to verify vaccination status of employees and resume the functions in offices and workplaces. India's COVID vaccination coverage has crossed 116 crore 42 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccination, more than 76 crore 41 lakh vaccine doses have been given as first dose, while over 40 crore doses have been administered as second dose. The Health Ministry says that more than 60 lakh 25,000 vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the centre has been supporting the states and union territories by providing them COVID vaccines free of cost.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend annual DGP's and IGP's conference in Lucknow for the second day today. Uttar Pradesh government's Ganga Expressway project gets environmental clearance. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot to reshuffle his cabinet today. EPFO adds more than 15 lakh net subscribers in September this year. Centre launches Know Your Vaccination Status feature on CoWIN portal. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 116 crore 42 lakh mark. Hizbul Mujahideen commander killed in an encounter with security forces at Kulgam in Jammu and Kashmir. Pulwama police bus, Lashkar-e-Taiba sleeper cell arrests 5 operatives with huge cache of arms and ammunition. The 52nd International Film Festival of India gets underway in Goa. Actor Hema Malini conferred Indian Film Personality of the Year award. In cricket, India to take on New Zealand in third and final T20 match in Kolkata this evening. And BCCI says IPL 2022 will be played in India. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
In Jammu and Kashmir, a top Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist was killed in an encounter in Ashmuji area of Kulgam yesterday. Police said the gun battle broke out after security forces launched a cordon and search operation in the Ashmuji area of Kulgam district. Security forces launched the operation following information about the presence of terrorists there. Police said Hizbul commander Mudassir Ahmad Baghe was killed in an hour-long encounter. In a major success for security forces, Pulwama police has busted a network of active associates of terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba and arrested 5 terrorists. Preliminary investigation has revealed that the module was acting as a sleeper cell and was involved in procurement as well as transportation of arms and ammunition. They were also involved in carrying out several grenade attacks on security forces at the behest of their Pakistani handlers. Incriminating materials including arms and ammunition have been recovered from their possession.
Union Minister of Education Dharmendra Pradhan has said the provisions of the National Education Policy NEP 2020 will be implemented in the northeastern states at the earliest and will provide multidisciplinary and holistic education in the local languages or in the mother tongue of a student at the early stages of learning. The minister attended the Northeast Education Conclave in Guwahati to discuss and deliberate on various aspects of NEP 2020 and develop a roadmap for successful implementation in this region. Mr. Pradhan added, this NEP has given a new pathway on mother tongue. Every language will get its importance and it will prove that the diversity of our language is a unifying factor of our civilization. Tribal Affairs Ministry has said that construction of Eklavya schools were put on fast track after Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation of 50 schools on Janjatiya Gaurav Divas as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav on the 15th of this month virtually from Bhopal. These schools are being set up in 26 districts of 7 states and 1 union territory. They are located in hilly and forest areas of the country and benefit tribal children inhabiting remotest areas of the country. Mr. Modi had announced that 740 Eklavya model residential schools will be set up across India, each block with more than 50% ST population and at least 20,000 tribal persons will have such schools.
Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh has clarified that joint bank accounts is not mandatory for spouse pension. The minister says that all agency banks which are disbursing central government pension have been advised that in case the spouse opts for the existing joint bank account for credit of family pension, the banks should not insist on opening a new account. Dr. Singh added that a joint bank account with spouse is, however, desirable and it is to be opened with all their spouses. He pointed out that the reason for opening of joint bank account is to ensure that family pension may be commenced without any delay and to ensure minimum documentation for the family pensioner. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events is being organized by the government as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
"21st of November is the birth anniversary of the great freedom fighter, revolutionary and poet Kesari Singh Barhat. He was born on November the 21st, 1872 in Shahpura, Rajasthan. Kesari wrote extensively on the theme of nationalism and independence. From 1891, Kesari Singh started working in the service of Maharana of Mewar along with his father, Krishna Singh Barhat.
Due to increasing political interference of the British in the administration, Kesari Singh left the service in 1893. He believed that by organizing common soldiers, Rajputs, Charans and other martial races of Rajputana to take up arms, Rajputana would become free from the British rule, and this way revolution would spread to the rest of India.
He came into contact with revolutionaries like Ras Bihari Bose and Sachindranath Sanyal. Kesari Singh became a part of the Revolutionary Party. In 1910, Kesari Singh established Veer Bharat Sabha. He got involved in this work at the beginning of the World War I to prepare for the armed revolution. He sent a parcel of cartridges to the revolutionaries of Banaras and contacted the soldiers of princely states and the British Army.
Kesari Singh was arrested by the British government in Shahpura on 21st of March 1914 and was sent to Hazaribagh Central Jail in Bihar. After his release in April 1920, Kesari Singh went to Wardha, where he started a weekly newspaper, Rajasthan Kesari. In 1919, Thakur Kesari Singh Barhat met Gandhiji and on his advice established Rajasthan Seva Sangh at Wardha. Next year, it was shifted to Ajmer. Thakur Kesari Singh Barhat breathed his last on August the 14th, 1941.
21st of November is also the death anniversary of the revolutionary freedom fighter, journalist and legislator Deshbandhu Gupta. Born as Ratiram Gupta in 1901 in Panipat, he was given the title Deshbandhu by Swami Shraddhanand and Mahatma Gandhi. He was a member of the Arya Samaj.
During his teenage years, he would often take to the streets during protests. After joining the Indian National Congress, he grew closer to the top brass of the party, including Lala Lajpat Rai and Mahatma Gandhi. Lala Lajpat Rai assigned him the task of organizing Congress committees in Karnal. Gupta was a member of the Constituent Assembly. He was a staunch defender of the free press and an advocate for assembly status of the national capital of Delhi.
He started the Rozana Tej newspaper with Swami Shraddhanand. Together with veteran journalist Ramnath Goenka, they bought the Indian News Chronicle in Chennai. Gupta passed away on 21st of November 1951. After his death, Ramnath Goenka renamed the newspaper as the Indian Express.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
To commemorate the occasion as Janutsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in Morning News. India Post has joined hands as a logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Listeners can send in their responses to the question over WhatsApp on 88265 46262 or through email on amritmahotsavquiz@prasarbharati.gov.in. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with listeners tomorrow in the Morning News.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak, Jago.
रंग दोनों भारत की उड़ान, आजादी की नई पहचान, देशभक्ति की रंगोली से देश सजा दो, देश सजा दो।
आजादी की 75वीं वर्षगांठ पर देश अमृत महोत्सव मना रहा है। इसमें रंगोली प्रतियोगिता हो रही है। क्या आप भी इसमें भाग लेना चाहते हैं? यदि हाँ, तो रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए amritmahotsav.nic.in पर जाएं।
देश सजा दो, ऐसे रंग भरो भारत का, हर सपना रंगीन बना दो।
The News Services Division of All India Radio will bring a special program entitled The Valor of Indian Armed Forces and Bangladesh Liberation War in Spotlight tonight. The program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:15 p.m. onwards. This will also be available on our website newsonair.gov.in and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on the News on AIR app for updates. In a bilingual live phone-in program, Corona Jagrukta series, tonight, Dr. Rakesh Garg of AIIMS, New Delhi, will be with us to answer the queries related to coronavirus. This program can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onward. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free number 1-800-115-767 and on telephone number 011-2331-4444. You can also post your queries on our Twitter handle @AIR News by hashtag AskAIR. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.gov.in and on our YouTube channel News on Air Official. You can also follow us on News on Air app for updates.
The 52nd International Film Festival of India, IFFI, got underway in Goa yesterday. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Singh Thakur inaugurated the 9-day event at a glittering ceremony. Mr. Thakur said IFFI is embracing new technology and keeping with the pace, giving platforms to artists and film industry to engage with them. He said for the first time they're recognizing and mentoring promising young talent through 75 young creative minds of tomorrow.
This presents a unique opportunity for Indian cinema and incredible possibilities in content creation and dissemination at all levels on all platforms in all regional languages, domestically as well as globally. With this perspective in mind, the 52nd International Film Festival of India has brought together a diverse bouquet of films and filmmakers from around the world.
This year's IFFI is also celebrating 75 years of India's independence and 60 years of the liberation of Goa. Veteran actor Hema Malini was conferred Indian Film Personality of the Year award. Hungarian filmmaker Istvan Sabo and American filmmaker Martin Scorsese, who have been conferred the newly instituted Satyajit Ray Lifetime Achievement Award, sent video messages and thanked the Indian film community. Mr. Scorsese referred to Satyajit Ray as one of his masters. The opening ceremony was followed by the international premiere of the opening film, The King of All the World, directed by Carlos Saura. The 75 Creative Minds competition will officially begin today. The BRICS Film Festival is also being held alongside IFFI. The 5 BRICS countries are the focus countries of IFI.
In Austria, about 35,000 people gathered in capital Vienna on Saturday to protest against the new COVID-19 restrictions. Opponents of restrictions took to the streets of Vienna after Australian Chancellor Alexander Schallenberg announced another full lockdown due to COVID-19 and the start of a universal compulsory vaccination from February 1, 2022. The organizers announced the demonstrations to take place in Vienna mostly against the new restrictions. According to the organizers, the largest rally started out from the Human Rights Square, where 5,000 people were expected to gather. Police have already arrested several people after protesters began throwing beer cans at law officers. In T20 cricket, third and final match of the series between India and New Zealand will be played at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata at 7 this evening. India have already gained an unassailable 2-0 lead after winning the second T20 in Ranchi on Friday. For New Zealand, it will be a chance of signing off from the series on a high note before shifting focus to the 2-match test series. It is expected that India might field a new combination to test reserve bench strength. BCCI Secretary Jay Shah has announced that the Indian Premier League IPL 2022 will be played in India. Addressing the Chennai Super Kings fans, Mr. Shah said 15th season of the IPL will take place in India and it will be more exciting than ever with 2 new teams joining. Mr. Shah was speaking at CSK's title celebrations in Chennai yesterday.
Kashmir alpine skier Arif Khan has qualified for the upcoming Winter Olympics 2022 to be held in Beijing. Arif secured this place in the Games during the qualifying alpine skiing event in Dubai. Beijing Winter Olympics 2022 is scheduled to be held from February 4th to 20th next year. And now, let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. The national capital Delhi will have shallow fog. The temperature will vary between 12 and 27 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature was 25 degrees and the maximum is expected to be around 34 degrees. Chennai is expected to witness thunderstorm with rain. The temperature will vary between 25 and 29 degrees Celsius. Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. The city observed a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius and the maximum is expected to be around 31 degrees. Visakhapatnam will have generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Hyderabad will witness rain or thunder showers towards evening or night. In Bengaluru, the minimum temperature was 19 degrees Celsius, maximum will be 25. The sky will be generally cloudy with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Thiruvananthapuram will witness generally cloudy sky with a few spells of rain or thunder showers. Guwahati will have partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening or night. Kohima, Imphal and Itanagar will have generally cloudy sky with light rain.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. After second wave of COVID-19 subsided, confidence of people to go out rose from June, and now tourists prefer to travel farther, longer, writes The Hindu. Post-COVID infection, some people take long to regain their sense, and some may never regain it, reveals a study done in the US, reports the Sunday Pioneer. Many still missing in Andhra floods, reads the headline in Hindustan Times. For 5th year, Indore ranked cleanest, Chhattisgarh cleanest state, headlines the Sunday Express. Experts have warned that air pollution is going to be a big disaster for health, reports the Sunday Statesman. Most hospitals in Delhi NCR are reporting patients from all age groups with lung-related issues, writes the paper. Top Hizbul commander killed in J&K encounter, reports the Asian Age. And finally, 3 years after Nayak Deepak Nainwal died fighting terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir, his wife Jyoti Nainwal participated in the passing out parade yesterday as an army officer. This heartening story appears in Sunday Times.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend annual DGP's and IGP's conference in Lucknow for the second day today. Uttar Pradesh government's Ganga Expressway project gets environmental clearance. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot to reshuffle his cabinet today. EPFO adds more than 15 lakh net subscribers in September this year. Centre launches Know Your Vaccination Status feature on CoWIN portal. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 116 crores 42 lakh mark. Hizbul Mujahideen commander killed in an encounter with security forces at Kulgam in Jammu and Kashmir. Pulwama police bust Lashkar-e-Taiba sleeper cell arrests 5 operatives with huge cache of arms and ammunition. 52nd International Film Festival of India gets underway in Goa. Actor Hema Malini conferred Indian Film Personality of the Year award. In cricket, India to take on New Zealand in third and final T20 match in Kolkata this evening. And BCCI says IPL 2022 will be played in India. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.